यमुना मॅडम स्टार्ट.
येस मॅम. सर्वांना माझा सादर नमस्कार. मी डॉक्टर यमुना रेवतकर, सहाय्यक प्राध्यापक इतिहास विभाग, महात्मा बुद्धिशीय शिक्षण संस्था संचालित मनोहरराव कांबळी महाविद्यालय नागपूर, राजकुमार केवल रमाणी कन्या महाविद्यालय नागपूर, रवींद्रनाथ टागोर कॉलेज डोंगरगाव नागपूर, ग्रीन हेवन इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ मॅनेजमेंट रिसर्च नागपूर यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमानं कार्यक्रमाला उपस्थित असलेल्या समस्त मान्यवरांचे, प्राध्यापक वृंदांचे व विद्यार्थ्यांचे शब्दसुमनांनी हार्दिक हार्दिक स्वागत करते. आज शनिवार दिनांक 24 ऑगस्ट 2024 रोजी प्रिव्हेन्शन, प्रोहिबिशन अँड रेड्रेसल ऑफ सेक्शुअल हॅरासमेंट ऑफ वुमन एम्प्लॉईज अँड स्टुडंट्स इन हायर एज्युकेशनल इन्स्टिट्यूशन 2015 या विषयावर जेंडर सेन्सिटायझेशन सेल अंतर्गत आभासी व्याख्यान पद्धतीने एक दिवसीय वेबिनारचे आयोजन करण्यात आले आहे. आजच्या कार्यक्रमाला प्रमुख वक्ता म्हणून आपल्याला लाभलेल्या डॉक्टर शालिनी लिहितकर मॅडम, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ लायब्ररी अँड इन्फॉर्मेशन सायन्स, आरटीमॅन्यू नागपूर यांचे मी महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीने शब्दसुमनांनी हार्दिक हार्दिक स्वागत करते. कार्यक्रमाचे आयोजक मनोहरराव कांबळी महाविद्यालयाच्या प्राचार्या आदरणीय डॉक्टर उषा साकोरे मॅडम, राजकुमार केवल रमाणी कन्या महाविद्यालयाच्या प्राचार्या आदरणीय डॉक्टर उर्मिला डबीर मॅडम, रवींद्रनाथ टागोर कॉलेजचे डायरेक्टर आदरणीय डॉक्टर जयंत गांगरेड्डीवर सर, ग्रीन हेवन इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ मॅनेजमेंट अँड रिसर्च कॉलेजचे डायरेक्टर आदरणीय डॉक्टर अनिल शर्मा सर, या सर्वांचे मी मनपूर्वक हार्दिक हार्दिक स्वागत करते. महाविद्यालयाच्या IQAC नॅक कोऑर्डिनेटर डॉक्टर मीनाक्षी वासनिक मॅडम, डॉक्टर माधवी मोहरिल मॅडम, प्रोफेसर नासिर पठाण सर, डॉक्टर राजकुमार यांचेही मी स्वागत करते. लैंगिक असमानता ही एक सामाजिक घटना आहे ज्यामध्ये लिंगाच्या आधारावर लोकांना समान वागणूक दिली जात नाही. विद्यापीठ अनुदान आयोग उच्च शैक्षणिक संस्थांमधील महिला कर्मचारी आणि विद्यार्थ्यांचा लैंगिक छळ प्रतिबंध आणि निवारण विनिमय 2015 या कायद्याअंतर्गत कामाच्या ठिकाणी महिलांचे होणारे लैंगिक छळ रोखण्याच्या दृष्टीने उच्च शैक्षणिक संस्थांच्या कर्तव्याची रूपरेषा हा कायदा करतो. तसेच विद्यार्थ्यांच्या लैंगिक छळ निवारण यंत्रणेची तरतूद या कायद्यात आहे. कामाच्या ठिकाणी लैंगिक छळासाठी काय कायदा आहे आणि त्यासाठी काय दंड आहे आणि त्याला प्रतिबंध काय आहे याविषयीची सर्व माहिती आपण या वेबिनारच्या माध्यमातून आज जाणून घेणार आहोत. यानंतर महाविद्यालयाच्या मनोहरराव कांबळी महाविद्यालयाच्या प्राचार्य डॉक्टर उषा साकोरे मॅडम कार्यक्रमाचे प्रास्ताविक करतील अशी मी मॅडमला विनंती करते. डॉक्टर उषा साकोरे मॅडम.
Thank you, Dr. Revatkar Madam. Dear participants, resource person, a warm good morning to you all. And today we are here to address an important issue that demands our collective attention and action: the prevention, prohibition, and redressal of sexual harassment of women and students in workplaces and higher educational institutes. Dear participants, sexual harassment is a grave violation of human rights and dignity, and it has no place in any environment, especially in our workplace and educational institutions, where every individual deserves to feel safe, respected, and valued. First, we must emphasize the importance of prevention. Creating a culture of respect and equality is the first step towards sexual harassment. This involves educating everyone, staff, faculty, and students about what constitutes sexual harassment, the impact it has on the victims, and the importance of consent. Regular workshops, awareness programs, and sensitization drives are crucial in fostering an environment where harassment is not tolerated and everyone is aware of their rights and responsibilities. Next, we must enforce the prohibition of such behavior through strict policies and regulations. Every institution must have a clear, comprehensive policy on sexual harassment that outlines what is unacceptable, the consequences of such actions, and the process for reporting incidents. This policy should be communicated clearly and regularly to all the members of the institutions, leaving no room for ambiguity. Lastly, the redressal mechanism must be robust, accessible, and victim centric. Victims of sexual harassment should feel confident that their complaints will be taken seriously and they will receive the support they need. This includes having an impartial internal complaints committee providing counseling services and ensuring that all the cases are dealt with swiftly and fairly without any fear of retaliation. So let us commit ourselves to creating a safer, more inclusive environment where everyone can thrive without fear of harassment. Together, we can make a difference. So without wasting much time, let's move to our webinar. Thank you.
थँक्यू सो मच मॅम. आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे उद्घाटन येथे संपन्न झाले आहे. आजच्या या कार्यक्रमाला प्रमुख वक्ता म्हणून आपल्याला लाभलेल्या डॉक्टर शालिनी लिहितकर मॅडम यांचा मी थोडक्यात परिचय करून देऊ इच्छिते. डॉक्टर शालिनी लिहित राष्ट्रसंत तुकडोजी महाराज नागपूर विद्यापीठ नागपूर येथे ग्रंथालय आणि माहितीशास्त्र या विभागात प्रोफेसर या पदावर कार्यरत आहे. गेल्या 23 वर्षापासून ज्ञानदानाचे कार्य त्या अविरतपणे करीत आहे. यापूर्वी 2009 ते 2014 या कालावधीत त्या राष्ट्रसंत तुकडोजी महाराज नागपूर विद्यापीठाच्या विभाग प्रमुख तसेच 2017 ते 2019 या कालावधीत शिवाजी विद्यापीठ कोल्हापूर येथे प्राध्यापक व विभाग प्रमुख म्हणून देखील कार्य केलेले आहे. त्यांचे ग्रंथालय आणि माहितीशास्त्र या क्षेत्रात भरीव असे योगदान आहे. विविध राष्ट्रीय आंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तरावरील विविध सेमिनार, परिषदा, कार्यशाळा सहभागी होऊन 250 पेक्षा जास्त संशोधन पेपर प्रकाशित केलेले आहेत. त्यांनी विविध राष्ट्रीय सेमिनार परिषदेच्या कार्यवृत्तांचे संपादन, रिफ्रेशर कोर्सच्या कोर्स मटेरियलचे संपादन देखील केलेले आहे. विविध नियतकालिकांमध्ये संपादक म्हणून कार्य केलेले आहे. त्यांनी युनेस्को, माहिती साक्षरता, UGC, ICSSR व ICMR चे संशोधन प्रकल्प पूर्ण केलेले आहे. त्यांनी भारत सरकारच्या क्षमता निर्माण कार्यक्रम प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमात संसाधन व्यक्ती म्हणून अनेक व्याख्याने देखील दिली आहे. त्यांच्या योगदानाकरिता त्यांना विविध पुरस्कारांनी सन्मानित देखील केले आहेत. त्यामध्ये NLIS प्रोफेशनल पुरस्कार, सर्वोत्कृष्ट पेपर पुरस्कार, सर्वोत्कृष्ट सादरीकरण पुरस्कार, व्यावसायिक उत्कृष्टता पुरस्कार 2015, सत्यशोधक क्रांतिज्योती सावित्रीबाई फुले पुरस्कार 2022 इत्यादी असे अनेक पुरस्कार त्यांनी प्राप्त केले आहेत. मॅडमच्या मार्गदर्शनाखाली 10 संशोधकांना आचार्य पदवी प्राप्त झालेली आहे व सध्या 8 विद्यार्थ्यांना PhD ची नोंदणी देखील झालेली आहे. त्यांनी मलेशिया, पित्सानुलोक, मस्कट, हाँगकाँग, दुबाना आणि रशिया येथे आंतरराष्ट्रीय परिषदांमध्ये शोध निबंध सादर केलेले आहे. अशा अष्टपैलू व्यक्तिमत्वाच्या धनी असलेल्या डॉक्टर शालिनी मॅडमचा परिचय बराच असा मोठा आहे. त्यामुळे त्यांचा जास्त वेळ न घेता त्यांना विचार मंचावर मी सादर आमंत्रित करते. डॉक्टर शालिनी लिहितकर मॅडम.
Thank you, Dr. Yamuna. I hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Let me first check my PPT is working or not. Just
Yes,
I
ma'am.
will share it. Yes. Just
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it is processing.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. Make it full
It
screen.
is
ma'am.
visible. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it will take some time. Just.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure.
Only first slide is displaying. Na?
Yes, first slide is visible, but you need to make it full screen. For that slide view, you need to go to view.
No, no, no. I'm doing that on this slideshow. It is taking some time
Okay,
actually.
okay.
Actually, it
Yes,
is in
yes,
the
ma'am.
Google
Sure,
Drive.
please. Yes,
Now it
please, ma'am,
is
please.
visible.
Yes, it is
Now it is
visible.
visible, but
Full screen
slideshow is
for
not coming. Yeah, it is loading, I think. Just a minute.
yeah.
Now can
Yes,
you?
ma'am. Now it is. Yes, it is clearly visible, ma'am. Now.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and slides are also moving. You may start,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, yes. Okay. Okay, Doctor, thank you, Dr. Yamuna Madam, Revatkar Madam, for introducing me in such a nice way. Uh, uh, at the outset, I would like to congratulate the college. There are four colleges in collaboration. You are organizing such a gender sensitive sale, and IQAC organizing one day webinar on prevention, prohibition, and redressal of sexual harassment of women at workplace, employees, and students in higher education institutions 2015. And this Manorama Rao Kamdi Mahavidyalaya, Rajkumar Keval Ramani Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Ravindranath Tagore College of Arts and Science and Commerce, and lastly the Green Haven Institute of Management Research, Nagpur. So you are collaborating, and it's good in collaboration. You are organizing such type of functions or awareness, generally the awareness program on such a hot and very troubling issues nowadays in India. As we all know, our country is giving or our country is now worshipping the goddess, and who is the symbol of the power and divine. Uh, we have to think about that, how safer the India is, because nowadays many cases are happening in India, and it shows that really the woman safety in India is in the alarming stage. And now it is the recent incident that is happened in Kolkata, which brings forefront all such type of issues. And whenever any extreme case has happened, then only we are thinking about this. Okay, but as the colleges, university, schools, and many educational institutions, we have to think that is not only whenever any days comes, like here also we are celebrating, or like women pakhwada and other awareness issues, but we have to think that 24 by 7 or 365 days, we have to inculcate the habit how the woman should be respected, and how the dignity can be maintained. Okay. So recently many cases happened, like Kolkata case and Badlapur case. Now, whenever we take the paper, the newspaper especially, then we are finding and observing many cases are happening. So what will be the reason behind that? First, we have to find out. In somehow, I felt that many cases are happening in India, although we have many laws, rules, and regulation, and even Posh Act and different act, but still there is a declining of the ethical issues among the people or among the public, and that's why all such type of issues are happening, or cases or incidents are happening. So for that, we have to take care how we can educate man and the boys and the different people of India, so that such type of cases or zero tolerance policy we can follow it. Okay. So according to one data, uh, like National Crime Record Bureau, they have that is the National Crime Record Bureau, NCRB. They have uh, recording what type of cases are happening in sexual assaultment, and many cases are happening for sexual harassment and even assault and domestic violence. And in 2023 there has been a growing or increasing cases, like 7% cases are reported, thousands cases are reported in India. So this will think that this will make us think how the India are safer or not, because now we are working together. Recently, many societies or even at the global level, everybody is forcing us to act or to give. They are growing emphasis on the foster, how to foster the inclusivity in the workplace, how to respect the employee, where the employee feels valued and respected and empowered to the contribute their best. Because when we are working together, then obviously we are giving a more results, whether it is a man or woman or any gender. So there are some gender sensitive issue. We have to think that how to overcome with all these gender sensitive issue. So first, we have to think that how we can provide the safe working environment for the women and for the students also, because UGC has now come up with this act or law regulations, and that has to be followed and that has to be enforced by the various authorities in the colleges. So there are we are facing many women behavior is not up to the mark, and that's why like many narratives are there, like women should change their clothing and behavior. Oh, that is there, but at the same time the man's psychology or the society psychology has to be changed. Okay, so that may be the reason where the declining of the ethics nowadays in the society we are observing. And this is the collective responsibility. Just now in the introductory speech, Dr. Usha madam has uh, for giving the stress on collective responsibility. So collective responsibility of woman, then man, and the society. Then only it can be free from the zero, means it can be free from sexual harassment type of environment. And in many cases, victims are also blaming, and but we have to give the training to the all the people that women have the equal rights and in all the respect, and she should be safe in all the places, whether it may be the education institution, whether it may be the public transport, or whether it may be any part of the India. So we have a different law and we have a different uh, particularly the Posh Act we have. So we have to think seriously think about that, how the women are safe in India. And many cases are nowadays happening, and we have to find out the reasons. And most of the thing we have to, whatever the law enforcement authorities are there, like police and then different type of legal practices, we have to also think that it should be fair and it should be very transparent for handling such type of cases. When we see the different laws and regulations and even the Indian Act, so there are many sections which is related with section 376. It is related with the something is happened with rape and murder. Then section 376 is there. Then for acid attack, many uh, previously also we observed that many cases for acid attacks. So 326A and 326B was there, section was there, and for sexual harassment 354A is there. So although many sections, articles, and everything is there, but still the cases are increasing in India. And when we look at the global level, previously we have the global peace, women peace safety index was 123, but 123, and previously 148. That statistics is there in the presentation. So, women safety in India has always been a challenge for law and order authority in the country. Even rape, sexual molestation, child marriages, and mental harassments are some of the problems we are facing in India. And there are many laws in our country to eradicate crimes and provide a safe environment for women in India. But still, the cases are happening. So something went wrong with the ethical issues, and something there is no stringent action in the laws, and that's may might be the reason the already the cases are happening. So the condition of women is very painful in India, and when we look at the global statistics, the India at the high rank. Okay, so it should be declining. The rank should be declining. India ranks among the top 10 countries for crime against women, and women do not have the freedom as the man have in the society. So there are many issues, but for this we need to bring a changes in our particular thinking about the woman. We have to give the training, we have to give the awareness that women should be respected, because we are uh, we are worshipping the goddess for the power and divine. So how it can be happen, all such type of cases where we are worshipping the woman. Okay, so we have to think that according to man and woman together will help for the progress of the nation. So just we have discussed that previously 148 in 2021 and 22, but now we are at the top 128. So we have to see that how this figure can be declined. So human safety index rank is in the higher side. So that we have to think. Although the many initiatives in India we are observing, that is Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act, which came into existence in 2013. After 2013, UGC has also given the particular regulations, that is prevention, prohibition, and redressal of sexual harassment of women employees, and especially for the students in higher education institution 2015. We are also observing 25th November as the International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women. We are also observing Discrimination Against Women Pakwada from 20 November to 10th December 2022 onwards. We are celebrating this Women Pakwada so that we can conduct many awareness program, and we can come up with the positive result of such type of awareness programs, and to conduct the special drive to review the pending cases and take appropriate actions before 9th December, when we are celebrating this Women Pakwada. So although there are many issues, many initiatives, but still we have to think that apart from all this initiative, at the societal level, how we can how we can declining all such type of cases, we have to think for that. So when we see the post act, prevention of sexual harassment against women at workplace 2013, so how this act is established. So you may be knowing that Vishaka guidelines is there, which happened in 1997, the case, and which is the landmark case in India, and which highlighted the necessity of for some of the guidelines, and based on that guidelines, the subsequent result is POSH Act. And at international level also, many act and many initiatives are there, like UN initiatives, which came into force in 1993, and they have declared the elimination of violence against women, and which emphasize mostly on the sexual harassment global policy. So based on that, all such type of act, India has developed POSH Act, which came into existence in 2013. And that POSH Act we have to see in detail. So what is POSH Act? It is commonly referred to as POSH Act, and it is the Indian law with the objective of making workplace safer for women, for preventing, prohibiting, and redressing act for sexual harassment against the woman in the workplace. So many cases might be happening in workplaces also. Some of the cases they are reporting. but there is a fear for reporting the cases, and many issues are there when we report the cases. But still, as a woman, if something has happened, then we have to take the stringent steps to record particular case, so that uh, whatever offender is there, that can get the result. Okay. So the purpose of this particular act is to protect against sexual harassment of women at workplace, and for the prevention and redressal of sexual harassment, and for matter connected herewith or incidental thereto. So main purpose of this post act to act against the sexual harassment. That is the main purpose. And what will be the objective of this post policy? Uh, According to post policy, we have to ensure that there should be a safe and secure environment where the human working workplace should be safer and secure. Then, second objective is the equality and sensitization. Posh Act is saying that there is a gender equality. So, based on the gender equality, man should treat the woman as equal, because when we are working together, then we are getting the more positive result in the particular organizations. Okay. So, we have the equal rights to work for any occupation, for any place. But if that place or occupation is not safe, then how we can work? So for gender sensitivity and gender equity is also important. So posh act is also enforcing that we have to give the training to the man, so that the woman can be treated as in respect, and as have the equal rights to work with them. Then prevention and redressal they are providing. So for that, many ICC committee, means internal complaint committee, and the local complaint committee. All these are included in this post act. Efficient redressal procedure. So if something cases are coming, then how to solve that cases, how to handle that cases, all the redressal procedure is given to this act. Then protection of dignity. So woman dignity can be maintained in the workplace. So workplace, when we are saying, so what will be the definition which are coming under the workplace? So employee, regular and temporary employees, all employees will come, whether they are ad hoc, whether they are working on the daily wages, whether they are directly or through an agent or contractor nowadays. Because in educational institutions also many agencies, we are taking the hiring the many agencies or contracts. So if the like what we can say, if the employees are coming through the contractual basis, they are also as treated as the employee. So whether they are getting the remuneration or not, that is not the matter. But if the contractual worker is there in the institutions, then they are also as an employee. Those who are working on the voluntary basis, and if something is also happened in the workplace, they are also treated as the employee. Contract workers, probationers, trainees, apprentice, they are also coming under the employee. Then workplace, it also cover within its scope places visited during the course of employment, that is covered in the workplace. Employing, like including transportation. Suppose any institutions were giving the transportation facility, like bus facility. If something is happened in bus, that is also called as a workplace. So the definition or the scope is very vast when we are saying the workplace. So if something is happened, and sexual harassment can make you feel somebody has done the murder, somebody has put a knife on in the stomach, and it for the girl or for the woman, it will be the negative impact. Psychology will change, mind will change, negative thoughts will come, and she feels very embarrassing, and she totally changed her particular thoughts, okay, towards the society, towards his life, her life, and she may be feeling that something hijacked, something is happened, and something is hijacked his her mind. So whenever something is happened, then how to like mental particular psychology will change. So counseling is very necessary if something is happened with that particular girl. So what about the Posh Act 2013? Posh Act is given eight chapters. Like chapter 1 is preliminary section. It also covers title, extent, and commencement. It has given the definition like aggrieved woman, what will be the workplace, what will be the internal committee. Every definition it has covered. Prevention of sexual harassment. Then constitution of second chapter will be constitution of internal complaints committee. Who will be in the internal complaint committee, like that. So every means each member responsibility, and that we are going to see in detail. Third chapter will be constitution of local complaint committee. If there is no internal complaint committee, if the workers are less than 10, then we have to face the local complaint committee. So local complaint committee, that will be decided by the district officer, and what will be their jurisdiction of local complaint committee, what will be the tenure and terms, it will be also given. What will be the grants and audit, it will be also given in third chapter. Then chapter 4, complaint, complaint of sexual harassment, how the inquiry can be converted into the complaint, and whether we have the right to give it to the police. Everything is covered under this chapter 4, that is complaint. And if possible, conciliation is possible, then we have to also do the conciliation. So for that, how to proceed for the conciliation also, and how to record it, that is also given in chapter 4. Then chapter 5 will be inquiry into sexual harassment. To take action against sexual harassment, if and malicious complaint is there, then otherwise if we find that the evidence are false, then how to handle that, is what will be the result. Then many penalties are also there. So how to do that inquiry proceeding, how to follow the inquiry procedure, and how to do the appeal also. Everything will be covered in this chapter 4. Chapter 5, what will be the duties of the employers, that it has been reflected in chapter 4. Chapter 6. Chapter 7 will be duties and power of district officer, and chapter 8 will be which above chapters. If anything is not covered, then it is there in chapter 8, like committee to submit the annual report, employer to include information in annual report, then appropriate government to monitor implementation and maintain data, appropriate government to take measures to publicize the act, power to call for information and inspection of record, penalty of non-compliance with provision of the act, cognizance of offence by court, act not in the derogations of any other law, power of appropriate government to make rules, and power to remove difficulties. So everything is covered in the Posh Act. Let us go into the depth of this Posh Act, so that the students can also know what will be the provision in this particular act, and those who are handling this ICC, internal complaint committee, and the other teachers also, they should know about this depth in the Posh Act. So first chapter will be the preliminary chapter, and it will cover the what will be the sexual harassment. And sexual harassment is the result in violation of the fundamental rights of women to equality, and the which is has been covered under the article 14 and 15 of the Constitution of India. And because we have the right to live our life with the dignity. So if sexual harassment is there, and this may be the violation of the various articles like 14, 15, and 21 of our Indian constitutions. So protection against sexual harassment and the right to work with dignity are universal phenomena And in the conviction of elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, which has been rectified on 25th June 1993 by Government of India. So it has included in the many, if sexual harassment result in violation of the fundamental rights. So we have to understand what are our fundamental rights, which is related reflected in the Article 14 and 15 of our Constitution and of India, or even the 21 article. So what is sexual harassment? First, we have to understand it. Sexual harassment is any unwanted verbal or physical conduct that is sexual in nature. Okay. So it can make you feel that you are unsafe, you are offended, you are intimidated, and you are embarrassed. So when you are having such type of feelings, then uh, in your workplace or where you are going to take your educations, so there, if something is happen, unwanted verbal or even the verbal and physical conduct, that is called as a sexual harassment. So sexual harassment include unwelcome acts or behavior. So it also includes physical contact and advances. If somebody is demanding or requesting for sexual favor, it also includes under this act. Then making sexually colored remark. So verbally, if somebody is giving you the colored remark, that is also coming. If somebody is showing the pornography and like that other pictures, then it is also coming under sexual harassment. So any unwelcome physical, verbal, and non-verbal conduct of sexual nature can come into the sexual harassment. So here in the first chapter, they are also giving the definition of aggrieved woman. So aggrieved woman means those women who are victimized. So working, visiting a place and students, they are coming under this aggrieved woman. So where working woman, it may be the domestic worker, regular or temporary or ad hoc daily wages. Previously also we have seen. Whether we are getting the remuneration, whether we are doing the voluntary work, employed directly or through agent or contractual basis, we are working, that is also coming under this. And the students are also coming under this particular act. So it may be the abusing sound also, that is also includes under sexual harassment. uh, Sexually colored remark we have seen. Using sexually abusing language or sign in the presence of woman employee, that is also coming under this. Any physical confinement or touches against the will are likely to intrude uh, upon one's privacy or demand or the request for sexual favor. If we are getting the vulgar jokes or indecent jokes, even the phone calls, text messages, even the emails, that is also covered under the sexual harassment. So we should know that how what means in this act. Uh, what will be the definition of sexual harassment? So anything is happened with us like that, we are getting the wrong emails or vulgar emails and the jokes, even in workplace, many of the um, uh, we can say many of the man, they are making these colored remarks, so that is also coming under the sexual harassment. So what is workplace? Any department, organization, undertaking, establishment, and enterprise, institution, offices. It may be the branch, it may be the unit, or it may be the government company or cooperative societies, corporation. They are coming under the workplace. Any private sectors or organizations, they are also covering under this act, like say non-government or trust or society. They are also coming under the work sexual harassment push act. Even the commercial, professional, vocational, educational, industrial, health services, or financial activity, including production, supply, sale, distribution. But now we are related with the educational institution. But you should know what other workplaces are also there. So hospitals now, the India has demanded we should have the different law and act for the hospital workers and nursing homes. We are observing the Nirbhaya case, which happened in, I think, 2012, 2017. So hospital workers and nursing homes, India is demanding the different laws because they have the night duties and they should feel safe at night also. And that's why many protesters, they are demanding for separate law for the hospitals. Any sports institution, stadium, sports or competitions or games venue, they are also covering under this as a workplace under this act. Any place visited by the employee during a course of employment, then transportation by the employer for undertaking such journey, even the houses, quarters, unorganized sector, all things are coming under the definition of workplace. Then chapter 2 will be constitution of internal complaint committee and constitution of the local complaint committee. So let us see what is the uh, internal complaint committee. Internal complaint committee for prevention of sexual harassment. In short, we are calling ICC. So this committee deals with all cases of sexual harassment and sexual abuse on whatever cases are happening in our educational campuses. And if something is happened, uh, the particular person, they will call any member of ICC and we can file the complaint, formal complaint. If the member is not able to, means member is not able to file the complaint because of her psychology, then her friend or any relatives, they can also file the complaint with the ICC. So internal committee under Post Act at each offices, it is compulsory, where the employees are 10 and more, means employees are 10 or more than 10 employees are there. Then we have to constitute the internal complaint committee. Even though suppose if you have means college or any educational institutions, they have not constituted the internal complaint committee, then they have to take, means they are facing the fine and penalty according to the Post Act. 50,000 penalty is there if suppose any colleges or educational institutions, if they have not constituted the internal complaint committee. So internal complaint committee is very compulsory. We have to constitute in our educational uh, institutions. So how this internal complaint committee, presiding officer is there, and presiding officer is a woman employed who are working at the senior level at workplace among all the employees. Then there are two members, preferably the members as a woman and who have experience in social work and have legal knowledge. Then one external member will be there. External member will be also the member of, like we can take it from NGOs. And the member, the woman or a person familiar with the issue relating to sexual harassment. So not less than half of the IC members shall be women. And the IC member, the term of the IC member shall not exceed for 3 years. So 3 years, the same committee will be there. But our institutions, like say university, we have, apart from this, we have other members also, like students representative, then different type of representative like research scholars representative. So overall, in the university, even in the colleges, you have to see that the constitution of internal complaint committee should be accordance with the Post Act. Okay, so that we have to take care about the constitution of the internal committee. What will be the external member role? Because NGOs woman we are taking or NGO person we are taking. So she will be helping us to organize organization of post complaint. She will be also helping us the creating awareness of the act among the employees and the students. She will be also answering questions from the employee and the IC members about the post act. She will also assist the IC member how to prepare the annual reports, how to do the inquiry proceedings, and how to write the minutes of the IC committee. And she will be also guiding the inquiry proceeding of sexual harassment complaints, because she is the external member, and that's why she has a lot of responsibility as an external member. What will be the power of IC? According to the Posh Act, we have the power, uh, like have the same power as vested in the civil court under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, summoning and enforcing the attendance of any persons and examining him on oath, requiring the discovery and the production of document or any other matter which may be prescribed. So IC member have the uh, uh, different where we when we are providing the inquiry into the different complaints, and when we are giving that complaint to the police, then such type of act we can enforce. So, what will be the duty of IC members or ICC, internal complaint committee? We have to meet every quarterly. Every quarter we have to meet. We have to discuss about the awareness level in the organization. What will be the gender sensitivity? What will be the gender audit? So gender audit is very important, and the IC has the duties or responsibility to do the gender audit also. In colleges, you have to those who are dealing the ICC, they have to also take care that we have to find out the mechanism for gender awareness, and what will be the feedback mechanism we have to also develop. So all the colleges, even the means all the colleges, IC of all the colleges, they have to take care that gender audit should be done. Then whatever rumor are there in the office, we have to also take care for that. We have to also prepare and assist the management to submit the annual reports. That written is written. Conduct the inquiry in any sexual harassment complaint, and to check and update the policy. So these are the duties of the IC members, and apart from this, we have to conduct the awareness programs, like such type of awareness program. It may be offline or it may be online awareness program. So every student should take care that in awareness program they should be available or they should present. So what will be the consequences of non-compliance? Just previously also monetary penalty we have discussed, 50,000, 50,000 if we are not constituting the internal committee. And we have to also note that all the offences under Posh Act are non-cognizable. So we have to take care that about the non-compliance also. If the cases are there in the ICC, then how to process that cases. So within the 3 months last incident, we have to first report that case to the IC. So whatever the cases are happening within 3 months, the victim has to report it. Okay. If the victim is not able to report it, then her relative, her parents, her friend, they can also uh, report the case. If the case is there and particular, that we have to send the notice to the respondent after receiving the case within 7 days. We have to give the notice to the respondent, and we have to respondent has to give the answers about that particular written case. Okay. So if the cases like uh, first the IC member or IC presiding officer, she will discuss with the IC committee, and whatever the definitions of sexual harassment is there within that definition, if the case is fit with for the this Posh Act, then she will uh, further do the inquiry. Okay. So within 7 days, we have to give the respondent to reply, file the reply. Then dependency on the choice of the complaint, IC redressal committee to proceed the inquiry. So after receiving the respondent particular reply, then we have to start our inquiries. And if we find that the case is not under fit for the sexual harassment, then we have to also report this particular complaint to the higher authority, okay, in the college especially, or in management. So how means when we are doing the inquiry, we have to first see that after receiving the complaint, after receiving the respondent particular reply, then we can call them, both for both the parties we can call them, and informal resolution or conciliations can be done. So if they are coming, both the parties are coming and they are taking, they are listening each other and in front of the ICC member, and if they are ready to do the informal resolution or conciliations, then they can do it. So, but before that, means after that, the IC has to take it record. They are ready to do the conciliations. So, based on their comments, they will do the conciliation, and within 10 days, that report has to be prepared, and after that, we have to submit to the higher authority. If suppose formal resolution is there, means if informal resolution is not happened, then we have to again from that particular day we can start the inquiry within 19 days. So within 19 days, how to conduct the inquiry? We have to call both the parties. We have to also see that whatever the evidences are there, we have to document the evidences, and if the evidences are uh, true, then we have to work under that particular evidences. Even the written interviews also we have to take, and whatever minutes we are preparing, based on that minutes, based on that particular what will be the attendance of the both the respondent, what will means how they are conducting the inquiry, record should be maintained, then many documentation has to be done within that 90 days. And after 90 days, we have to prepare the recommendations of the particular case, and that recommendations, whatever may be, it may be the negative recommendations or it may be the positive recommendations. So that if the negative recommendations based on the respondent, then we have to we have to give the report to the management or the higher authority, and within 16 days, if the negative recommendations are there against the respondent, then they have to, management has to take the action within 60 days according to the POSH Act. So everything we have to under POSH Act, we have to also see that the inquiry or the process of the inquiry should be followed according to the POSH Act. So this is the procedure where we have to work under ICC, Internal Complaint Committee. I will skip some of the slide. So this particular POSH Act, there are five key steps for complaints of sexual harassment of women at workplace, POSH Act 2013. And according to this POSH Act, we have to create and implement an anti-sexual harassment policy within the organization. So apart from this POSH Act is there, but we have to create means anti-sexual harassment policy within our college or institutions. Then constitution and internal committee, and give them necessary training how to function efficiently and effectively. So that is also compulsory. Then employee awareness and assistance is there. Then we have to display different posters and notices against this anti-social, means sexual harassment policy or act. Then statutory annual report filing is also important. So all these five key steps, which compliances of the sexual harassment of women at workplace. Then if the ICC is not there, then the district officer will constitute the committee, and that is called as a local complaint committee. So means suppose in any colleges, but it is compulsory for all the colleges to constitute the ICC. But suppose ICC is not there, where the particular 10 worker not less than 10, if the less worker are less than 10, then we can't constitute the committee. So it will go to the ICC, LCC committee, local complaint committee. So local complaint committee have a different right, and it can be district officers are there, district level officer. They will nominate this particular committee, means they will formulate this particular committee, where one chairperson will be the eminent woman with the social work field, one member those who are working women in the same district, two member at least one shall be woman from the NGOs or the association, and ex officio member will be there who are dealing with the concerned officer dealing with the social welfare or women and the child development in the area. Two members, they are related with the law and the legal knowledge, and one member is belonging to the scheduled caste or tribes or the backward class. So if we don't have the ICC, then if something is happened, then we have to complain, we have to go for appeal to the local complaint committee, LCC. Then chapter 4 will be related to the inquiry and the complaint. And chapter 5 will be related with the inquiry and complaint. And chapter 6 will be duties of the employer. So complaint. When if she is unable to do so due to make complaint on account of physical incapacity, the complaint may be filed by her relatives or friend. Even the co-workers can file the complaint. An officer of National Commission for Women, they can also file the complaint. An officer of Women's Commission, any person who has the knowledge of the incident, they can also file with the written consent of the aggrieved woman. But aggrieved woman, written consent should be there. If she is unable to do, then like mental incapabilities, then her relative friend, qualified psychiatrist also, physio, psychiatrist, they are, can also file, or guardian under whose care she is receiving the treatment, they can also file the complaint. Conciliation. On the request of the aggrieved woman, we can settle the matter between her and the respondent, but before making an inquiry. So that's why we have to first, after receiving the complaint, after receiving the complaint within 7 days, we have to give the letter to the respondent. Offender uh, can file the reply within 7 days, and that's why based on that reply, if they want the settlement or conciliation, then it can be possible. So before making an inquiry, we have to do the conciliation. Then no monetary settlement shall be considered. If the settlements arrived in the ICC, we have to take the record for the settlement, and we have to send it to the district officer what action we have taken during the settlement. And we have to also circulate that settlement copies to the both the parties. How the inquiry can be converted into the complaint, and that we can give it to the police authority. So first introductory call with each party, that is important, and previously also we have discussed explaining the process and their rights. We have to also give the interim relief if possible. Then examination of parties and witnesses also we have to collect. Then we have to also do the cross examination, and based on the cross examination, we can call the witnesses and many people, those who are related with that particular cases, and we have to make the inquiry report also. After making the inquiry report, that can be also converted to the complaint if the case is very means if the case is very stringent, then we have to see that we can make a complaint to the police also. We can forward these particular complaints to the police according to the penal code Indian Penal Code under 509, we can face, we can means make it the complaint to the police, because within the 7 days, if the case is like a prima facie case, then we can go to the police. If the complainants inform the committee that any terms or condition of the settlement has not been complied, then the committee proceed to make an inquiry or forward the complaint to the police. Okay. But here, if both are employees, then opportunity to be heard shall be given equally, so that natural justice can be followed. So before giving to the complaint to the police, we have to first consult both the parties. Then only it can be. Then just we have seen what rights the ICC has, like summoning and enforcing the attendance of any person if it is can be converted into the complaint, and this can be under the subsection of 7 and shall complete within 90 days. Just a minute.
Hello, madam.
I,
Have you done the
I
presentation or
think
no?
something.
Okay.
No, no. I think some technical problem is there. Just a minute.
Acha. Okay, I'll wait. Slides are not moving, madam.
Yes, slides are there, but it is not moving. I'm just finding
Okay.
out the problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Now it is moving.
Inquiry report slide is there, ma'am.
Ah,
Yes, ma'am.
so if the inquiry report has proved the allegation to the respondent, in such cases, it may direct to
Ma'am, you are not audible. Shalini, ma'am, you are not audible.
Maybe some network issue, ma'am. Dear participant, madam will join soon, so please stay tuned.
Revatkar madam,
Yes, ma'am.
please conclude it.
Okay, ma'am.
Please conclude. Is not able to join. Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Ma'am,
so much.
madam is not knowing now that the program is concluded. So we need to call Shalini madam or what? I think madam has
But
joined. Yes.
Yes, Shalini ma'am.
Hello.
but she's not able to join.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
There may be
Audible,
the
ma'am.
server problem. Just I will finish it
Yes, ma'am.
off.
Yes.
Okay. I think desktop is not working properly. Now my voice is clear.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I will talk with mobile only.
Yes, ma'am. Continue, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Just a minute. There is some server problem is there with the desktop.
Madam, how many slides are left now?
Just a minute. Only I think less number of slides are there. I will just check it.
Okay. Otherwise, you can tell
Yes,
Shalini
yes.
Madam, you
madam
I
can
will
just
wind up.
conclude
No,
it
no,
otherwise.
no issue. Yeah, no issue. I will wind up.
Yes,
because one
yes.
hour is done now.
Pardon? Hello?
Usha ma'am, can you guide?
Ha. Yes, ma'am. Please conclude it. Wind it, please.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Just a minute. Just one second. Okay. I don't know what happened to this PPT. Okay.
It's okay, madam. You just wind it now because
Yes,
it's already
yes,
late.
yes. Yeah. Yes. So the main concern is that what measure we have to take it. So the measures like we have to give the training or regular orientation to our students about the ethical issues and how to respect the woman and the girls in the society. That will be the major concern. And many like Posh Act is providing you many things, but ultimate the responsibility is that the man psychology has to be changed, and even the society can also take some initiatives how the means what will be the societal status of the particular for particularly for the students and the man students. Okay, and there are many duties of the employers. We have to provide the safe working environment at our workplace. We have to display the penal consequences of the sexual harassment. We have to regularly organize the workshops and the training programs at the regular intervals for sensitization of the employees and the particularly the students. And we have to also see that the different issues are nowadays happening. So after inquiry we have to also take care that what will be the punishment and what will be the compensation if the respondent is the students. So we can if the respondent is the students, then we can withhold the privilege of the students, such as accessing the library or the hall, different conference rooms, transportation, scholarships also. If the students are getting the allowances or their identity also, we can withhold. We can suspend or restrict entry into the campus for the specific period. We can also expel and strike off the name from the roll and denial of the readmission. And we can do the mandatory counseling for so that they can perform in the community in the better way. And there are many measures we have to take it regarding this sexual harassment. Publicly we have to notify the provision against the sexual harassment. We have to organize the training program and workshops. There should be a zero tolerance policy towards the sexual harassment. We have to give the proper facility, in the hostel. If the colleges are having the girls hostel, specifically at night we have to give the patrolling and different type of counseling services also we have to provide. And whatever the guidelines of ethics, like for the research supervision also we have to follow, and treat sexual harassment as a misconduct under the service rule. And mainly the campus safety is very very important, because if the campus safety is not there, then it will have the more cases of the sexual harassment. So we have to think that how these cases can be handled, how we can provide the safe environment to the students and human employee. And if something is we can imagine the world free from the sexual violence on the woman. So can we imagine the world where the uh, safe workplace is in every woman's is the right. So in that way, particularly when we are nowadays the declining of the ethics among the students and among the even for the faculty members, we have to take care that ethics can be followed and from our childhood. And it will start from our home. So as a mother, as a housewife, or as a working woman, we have the responsibility to give the education to our child, how to respect the woman and the girls in our educational society. So, thank you for giving me this opportunity to express my view on this particular POSH Act, and especially all the principals and the conveners and the coordinator, Dr. Yamuna Madam, for giving me this responsibility. And thank you for the students for patiently listening and try to make this uh, particularly environment, woman safe environment, so that no woman or girls can fear to come to the educational institutions. So thank you once and all for patience listening. Over to the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. With the prevalence of gender discrimination and social norms and practices, girls become exposed to the possibilities of various exploitation like teenage pregnancy, child domestic work, poor education, and health sexual abuse, exploitation, violence, and many more. Many of these manifestations will not change unless and until the girls are valued and respected in the society. Therefore, along with the Awareness of Sexual Harassment Prevention Act, there is also a need to create a sense of humanitarian in the society, especially among the male group. In today's presentation, you have showcased all the aspects pertaining to gender sensitivity. You have highlighted on the important aspect on POSH, that is POSH Act and its regulation, power of ICs and its duties, sexual harassment compliance process, constitution of local complaint committee, which was very informative. Regular training of orientation to the girl students, safe working environment, regular workshop on sensitization program, mandatory counseling on sexual harassment issues, zero tolerance policy, night patrolling of police department and campus safety was your ultimate suggestion of the presentation today, ma'am. So thank you very much, madam, for your thought-provoking presentation. Now I propose a formal vote of thanks. I express my deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Shalini Redkar, Madam, for accepting our invitation as a resource person of today's program and to highlight and to enlighten our students on the very burning issues on gender sensitivity and sharing your valuable inputs. Thank you so much, ma'am. I place on a record to express my deep sense of gratitude to the principal of the cluster institutions, Dr. Usha Sakure Madam, Dr. Urmila Dabir Madam, Dr. Jayant Gangradivar Sir, and Dr. Anil Sharma Sir for organizing such a wonderful webinar for making awareness among the students on gender issues. I seek to express my sincere thankfulness to the coordinators of the program for their hard work and dedication for conducting and managing the program successfully. A special thanks to Dr. Yamuna Revatkar to take over the charge as a program officer of conducting this webinar and completing the program very lucidly. Thank you very much, ma'am. Last, I express my heartfelt thanks to our dear participants for your active presentation in the program. With the permission of chair, I hereby declare that the program is over. Participant kindly note that the WhatsApp feedback link would be forwarded in the group soon. So please fill in the feedback form. Thank you so much, Dr. Shalini Leetkar, madam. Thank you so much for gracing the session and also enlightening our students. We look forward to more of your sessions in future, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
Thank
much,
you
you.
so
ma'am.
much, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Shalini ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.